Hello and welcome to the Fixit Shed. This is part 3 of getting my carburetor cleaned up for my 2002 Honda Rebel 250. Okay, so part 1, we removed the carburetor from the bike. In part 2, we disassembled the carburetor and put it in the chem dip to soak. So once I removed the carburetor from the chem dip, I sprayed it clean with CARB cleaner and then blew out all the passageways with air from my air compressor. And now the fun begins. In part 2, I talked about how the needle jet fell out while I was cleaning. So I wasn't exactly sure where it went or how it went back in. So I looked at some online parts diagrams and such to get an idea of how to put it back in, and I thought I had it right, but I didn't. Oddly, even with the needle jet not installed properly, it kind of ran okay. I drove it to work for a few days. The first day, it didn't seem to run real good, but once it got warmed up, it was okay. So, I kind of made it there and back and didn't have too much trouble. On the second day, it was okay on the way there, and on the way back, it actually seemed to run really, really well. And I thought, wow, great, the Berryman's Chem Tool is cleaning this out and everything's gonna be fine at this point. It ended up not being the case. The next day, the third day, I took it to work and I got about halfway to work and all of a sudden the power just died. I couldn't go like more than half throttle. I was going like 15 miles an hour. I pulled over and I played with the fuel air mix and I played with the choker fuel enrichment system a little bit. Didn't really do a whole lot of good, got a little bit better, enough so that I could limp my way into work. And then that night on the way home, luckily I work, when I get home from work, it's about midnight, so there's no traffic. I was going about 15 miles an hour all the way home. Since I had poked a hole in the screen for the slow jet, I figured I needed to buy a rebuild kit anyway, so I bought that, and I'll show that here. So the carburetor rebuild kit came with the float bowl screws, the needle, the screws for the cap, the slow jet, the O-ring, main jet and needle valve, the small O-rings and washer and spring that go with the fuel air mix screw, and the float bowl gasket. And then I installed that, but there wasn't really any change. So the bike started great, but as soon as I tried to give it more than half throttle, it would fall on its face and bog down. So I finally put a couple of pieces of information together that I had seen online and realized that the needle jet was installed incorrectly. Unfortunately, in doing so, I had also slightly damaged the needle jet, so I needed to replace that. Now, the rebuild kit came with a needle, but not a needle jet. So you really want to buy them as a match set. So I did order a match set from Honda so that I had a matched needle and needle jet. All right, so let's get the carb back together with all the new parts. So let's start with the brand new needle jet. So that gets installed here. So this is the needle jet holder, and let's see if it'll zoom, scan. Boop. This larger walled side, so this side has a very thin wall. The larger walled side you want to put against the needle jet holder like that. So when you insert it in the hole, the thin walled side into the hole first.
There it goes. Alright, so it got started in the hole, and then we can just tighten this down. And it's brass, so you want to be careful. I'm just going to snug it up just a little bit. Alright, and then we can put the new main jet in. And we don't want to over tighten, so I'm just going to hold this so that it doesn't over tighten. Okay. And I'm going to put the slow jet in place. Okay. Now we can install the float with the needle. So that just slides in there. And we can drop in the needle into the seat hole. Alright, and then we need to put the pin in. And then we can put the float bowl gasket on the float bowl. Okay, and then we can put the float bowl on. Okay, and the 4 float bowl screws. And we can put the new fuel air mix screw in place. So you get the needle first, you put the spring on, then the tiny metal washer, and then the O-ring. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the carburetor over and then insert the fuel air mix screw this way so that those washers and O-rings don't fall. And then we're going to very carefully screw it all the way in. Alright, and then we're going to back it off 2 1/4 turns. 1 or half a turn, 1, half a turn, 2 1/4. Okay, now I can put this back together. And we're going to put the accelerator pump back together. So first I'm going to put on the little rubber accordion piece here. That's on. I'm going to put the pump in the diaphragm. Alright, then we need the spring and the cover. And then 3 screws. hold it in place. Alright, now I need to put the new needle on the piston. There's the new needle, and we got to fit this down on there, which this is a trick. Okay, so the new needle is in place. That's not. Let's put this idle adjustment screw in place before we flip it over. Idle adjustment's good. Oh, in the float bowl, we need to put the drain screw back in. So I'm going to use the new O-ring for that. Okay. Put that back in there. Okay. Now the piston with the new needle. Okay, fits right down in there, and you want to line up the loop. There we go. Alright, the spring goes in. And there's a little lump on the outside of the cover which matches right here. And that's also where this loop goes. Alright, you can reattach the drain hose. And the fuel line. Goes. I'm using just a little bit of gasket sealer on the O-ring, just a dab. I want to just hold it in place while I'm putting it on the carburetor, putting it on the motorcycle so that it doesn't fall off. Okay, that should hold it in place while I'm installing it. All right. And now we're ready to put it back on the motorcycle.
Alright, that's the end of part 3, so if you enjoyed this, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Come back for part 4 when we get it back in the bike. So if you enjoyed this video, there's going to be a playlist over here. So if you want to see more videos about this bike, please check it out. Thanks, take care.